Hello, David Gouthro here. As I hope you know, I'm here having a short interview with Sarah McVanel. Sarah has created a program that I've heard is very effective, very helpful, and a number of my clients have asked about it. So I'm just preparing this short little video so that I can ask Sarah to explain it to me so that I can present it to you to see if it might be of interest to you and your employees. So,
Yeah, thank
good
you,
morning,
David.
Sarah.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Not just dandy, thanks.
Awesome.
Sarah, I've heard a little bit about your program, 52 weeks of I know it runs for a year. What's the official name of your
Yeah.
program?
So it's 52 weeks of greatness, satisfaction, direction, and clarity in work and life.
Okay, so it's a year-long program. And could you just kind of tell me a little bit about, what happens for 52 weeks?
Yeah, it's actually the program that I wish that I had had while I was going through a major career and life change. And so that's why it's 52 weeks and why it's about work and life, because after all, we are holistic beings, right? So each week, another episode or module is released to people's inboxes. And once you jump in, it gives you a link, you jump into the program, and it dives into one slice, one important slice to allow you to reflect and look at an aspect of work and life and how it's working for you. So it may be personal branding one week, it could be looking at our inner critic another week. It's a collection of the things that, from having worked with coaching clients for many years, I realized these are the most important things that our people are trying to understand to get clarity, and also some focus and some direction in their career, their professional life, and their home life.
So, okay, so I understand that the first cadre of group that's going through this started in January. So,
Yeah.
so if you could tell me just a little bit about who are the people that are participating and what's some of the initial feedback you received from them?
Yeah, it's an interesting mixed group. We've got entrepreneurs, we have senior vice presidents, C-suite folks, we've got folks who would be considered frontline staff. We really focus on community where everybody feels equal. And so we have a very active Facebook group that people are contributing to. And I certainly use that to help people get updated, remain in the loop about what next module is coming, because it feels like Christmas morning on Sunday when you get that module in your inbox. Well, what topic are we doing now? And then people, of course, are very interactive in the course, because there's lots of opportunities for reflection, of sharing goals, when I share inspirational videos every week, I've interviewed some other really dynamic individual from somewhere across the world. And so I ask people to reflect on it and how that relates to their goals that they established early in the program. And for some people, they even go back and revise their goals. So it's a real range of folks who are in the course. What people are saying is that this is helping them to get the clarity and the momentum that they have been missing and that they're looking for. And
sorry.
Yeah.
So most of my clients are corporations, and it sounds like you've got a lot of individuals who've chosen to come to the program.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I was wondering, because it has been people that have been head of human resources that have been asking me, what I know about this program.
Mm-hmm.
So most companies, I shouldn't say that, a lot of companies wonder about what's going to happen if they give their people an opportunity to reflect on their lives, because usually it's the key performers that take the responsibility for doing that. They're probably the ones that we don't want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you were to think about how a corporation, what the benefit might be for a human resource department to offer this to a number of employees or teams, what sort of impact do you think that could have?
Yeah. And actually, I can tell you from lived experience, because some of the companies that I initially was just going to go and do some keynote speaking for, when they found out I had this program, they said, what a great way to sustain the gains of, instead of just doing a beginning of the year launch or a staff appreciation day, let's make this available to people throughout the year. And so the benefit is, if you've got top talent, and this is actually my core area of expertise, you want to be able to retain them. And when you offer something like this, it's a differentiating factor, because most organizations are not giving people a sustainable strategy and exposure to something that builds them up, not just in their personal or in their professional life, but also in their personal life too. So it's really demonstrating that humanity, seeing our best people as holistic beings. And what they've been finding is that it allows for a lot more creativity and solution finding versus a very fixed mindset around what's not working or problem-centered approach.
So let me just ask you maybe a couple more questions, and I'll close this off, and people can contact you directly.
Sure.
But so 52 weeks, I find these days getting anyone to commit for anything longer than half-hour conversation can be tough. So how critical is it that people lockstep through it 1 week at a time?
Yeah, and actually, it's a great question. The way we build it is that you have a new module release each week, so it doesn't feel overwhelming. However, you can go back to, or you can skip over a week at any time. The topic may not be of interest. You may feel like that topic will be really great for me, but I'm not ready for it yet. So that's certainly what a lot of folks are doing in both the corporate program, the people who've brought it in-house, as well as in the public program. And the other, suggestion I have for people is to do as much as you can manage, because if you just take one step at a time, if all it is opening it and doing one small piece of the whole module, that's more than you did yesterday, or that's more than you did before you were in the program. So, part of why we have these inspirational videos, which are very short, 5 minutes or less, if that's what really speaks to people, just watch the videos. If people need more, if that module is exactly what they need to be working on, they can take it as deep and get into that content as much as they need to. It's really not designed to be, I'm the expert because I built the course and because I'm the professional coach, you need to do it this way. There's no finger wagging. It's how people need to accomplish what they need to accomplish. And within corporations, if they're looking at, but we also need to make sure our investment is paying off. I have all kinds of ways in which I'm supporting those corporations to build it into the fabric of how they work with each other. How do they include it in their stand-up meetings on Monday morning, bringing it into staff meetings, having the CEO and other senior leaders demonstrate that they're also in the course too, have them pose questions and encourage reflections, post a challenge. All of that is possible within this program.
So it sounds like it's not just what the program is. I mean, like anything, it's what you actually do with it, where the value is. And my hunch is that the people that are already want to take responsibility for the growth are the ones that will thrive. And there's no way that people just have this sense of entitlement in their organizations. They're not going to pick this up and do anything with it. So it might catch on though. They might not want to be left behind.
Yeah.
My last question then is, this cadre started in January. So does that mean that people have to wait until next January to start, or is the way that they can come in midstream? What would that look like? So I don't get people all excited and I say, okay, great, you only have to wait 9 months before you can get started.
Well, what I do is I respond to demand. So if I have a organization, I have a number of organizations right now that are just in the approval process of being able to bring in their own cohort. I will launch one as soon as there are 10 or more people. And 10 seems to be a magic number for there to be enough discussion and participation that people are getting a lot out of, not just their own learning, but learning from other people's learning as well.
Cool.
So, folks can contact me anytime about that. And I do have organizational licenses where people will negotiate with me. I have X number of people, can we bring it in-house, or can we have it for an association, for example, that I'm working with here in Ontario, an entire group of executive directors that normally meet and try to do talent planning. Sustainability in their organization of that and retention of that talent is a big challenge. So they're sending their top performers who are going to be moving into leadership roles, or who are their next person in line should something ever happen to them, or if they choose to leave, they're going to have that as a cohort. So it'll be across Ontario, which is kind of neat relationship building too, right? So there's that. And then of course in my public program, I have a list that I keep of folks who are interested in taking it. And once I get to that 10 mark, then I launch a program. So I welcome people to contact me anytime, because I'm really conscious of not launching a public program and not having enough people in it for it to be a good experience for everybody. So go ahead.
So one final thought occurred to me, and this is that I work with a lot of boards, and a lot of boards talk about board development, and quite often it's around the development that need to fulfill their governance role. This would be a very interesting offer to boards that don't normally get together other than to make decisions and things like that. As kind of a thank you for taking the time to be on this board. Here's a personal development opportunity. So I need to think that through a little bit more. But this has been very helpful, Sarah. And what I'll do is just down below here, I see where my fingers are. I'll is your email, your web address, and I'll encourage people to contact you directly, contact your website. But thank you very much for taking this time. I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, David, thank you for being such a great advocate and always looking out for your clients. And when you hear about something great, I know you always pass it on. So thank you for being so service oriented.
My pleasure.
All right. Take care.